who is this guy posting this picture? Show me a solar panel that works at night. Like, what? Just give me this. Like, I just that one kicked me in the guts, and I was just like, what is that? One, yeah.
Sean, welcome to modern Australia. This is where we're at. That Fred Flintstone guy, he is, believe it or not, he's a cabinet minister.
Okay.
He's the Minister for Resources.
I'm Sean Lopez, and this is the Buoy Report. I sell solar panels and batteries for a living, and I surf big waves for fun. It all comes from the sun. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. Follow along as I help the world accelerate the adoption of renewable energy and sustainable living. Aloha. Hey, good morning. How you doing today? I just had a really good conversation with a good friend of mine down in Australia, Sean Doherty, and his Instagram handle is Shauno888. He is the former editor of Tracks Magazine, now new owner of Surfing World Australia magazine. He's also the head of Patagonia Australia marketing and team and activism down there. And also, one last hat is he's the head of the Surfrider Foundation in Australia. But if you don't follow his Instagram, I really recommend it. He posts some really interesting things about the environmental protection and politics of Australia, especially the energy industry and the coal mining and all that good stuff down there. But he put a post up last week that just stopped me in my tracks, that had to just give him a holler and go, what is going on down there? So I hope you guys enjoy this conversation with him. Aloha.
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Yeah, good, Sean. How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for taking the time. Just wanted to check in with my mate down under, and I know it's early down there for you, and we're over here in Hawaii. And where are you at right now?
I'm down at a little town called Janjuk, it's about 2 minutes away from Bells Beach. So down on the south coast of Victoria. It's funny, man. I've been up early this morning. We got smashed by a storm cell came through here. Still kind of blowing now, but we've had probably like 80, 90 knot winds this morning. Trees down.
Ooh.
Had the it's been a bit wild out there.
And the waves?
A
little stormy.
Yeah, a little stormy right now. We've got, I think, Monday, Tuesday. It settles down a bit and we'll be on for sure. The wind goes offshore, and I don't think it'll be quite on par with what you guys are getting. I checked the forecast.
God bless you. So little backstory. I sent him the forecast. We're trying to coordinate our schedule. So I was like, oh no, there might be a base well coming up. So
yeah. I think you'll have other plans on Monday.
Yeah. How's the body? How's the mind?
Great, mate. Yeah. Yep. It's been obviously it's been a weird couple of years.
Yeah.
You're actually in my home office. So I feel like I've been stuck in this room
back at
for yeah. I feel like I've been stuck here for like a decade. I've completely lost track of time and where I am, but it's been good, in a lot of ways. For me personally, I reckon I was lucky. I had work. A lot of people weren't that lucky.
Yeah.
Through all that stuff, but it's kind of good. It's kind of a good grounding period to kind of have a look at things that in your life that are really kind of mattering to you, and I've had a lot of things that have surged ahead in that time. A lot of activism stuff, a lot of work stuff. I've been surfing a heap. I just had a baby.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah. So I've been
boy
busy.
Or girl?
A little girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Well, we honoured her with a beautiful Hawaiian name, Sean. Rel.
That is amazing. That's to my heart right there. Thank you.
She's got a lot to live up to, but
that just gave me chicken skins. Jesus.
yeah. But I'm sure she'll be up to it, mate. But very
Auntie Bella to us over here. So
yeah. I know she's a very important figure to you guys. Yeah.
Awesome. So, what else you been up to? How's the magazine going?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was the one of the other things that we jumped into while this weird pandemic period's been on. We bought a surf magazine,
Yep.
which might not seem like the most logical thing to do in the in the current climate. It was funny. We actually bought it was Surfing World's the magazine. We bought it, and literally the week after, Surfer went bust, and we kind of looked at each other, and go, don't know about the timing here, but it's, it's the thing is the title we've got, Surfing World, which I've worked for now probably 10, 15 years. With when Surfer went bust, Surfing World became the oldest surf magazine in still going.
So you guys are the New Testament now.
We are the New Testament indeed. Yeah, totally, man. That's exactly what we are. So yeah, we were founded first published 62. So Surfing World turns 60 next year.
Wow.
But it's been an interesting exercise we had a bit of a sense of duty with it, myself and my business partner, John Frank, because we couldn't let it die.
Yep.
It's such an institution here in Australia, and we just wanted to keep the flame burning with it. It'd be really sad if it had gone over. And so we've got a hold of it, repositioned it. The funny, what we've kind of done is it's a very core surf publication, like it's really core. But the other thing is we've kind of repositioned it with a lot of, with a kind of strong environmental theme as well. And a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of conversations, as you're well aware, happening here, happening around the world, happening everywhere. So we've kind of fused that kind of in there as well. And it's gone great. It's
awesome.
We've done a whole year of magazines now. It's
is it quarterly?
It's quarterly.
Quarterly. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm still working day jobs, obviously. So we kind of just do it in our spare time, but it's awesome. It's nice to have a passion project like that. Like I'm an old print dog, mate. I've been in the game for too long. I can't get out of it. So I'm
well, you're speaking to a cut from the similar cloth. I was raised under the Mike Latronic in Hawaii tutelage, the North Shore Free Surf. That was my first job out of college, was working under him, and I touched all parts of the magazine, up front and back. So
yeah, well, and hats off to Tron, man. He's still going.
He's still going. He's
a warhorse, mate.
Respect. He's been one of my mentors in my life for sure. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah. And that's the other thing I've missed during this whole period. It's like the first time in 25 years I haven't been to Hawaii for like, this is two years now, and I don't think I'll get over this year. And it's just, it was like the first year that I didn't go was a real jolt, not having those weeks there, and just to your body, just to, it's funny how your biology kind of adapts to things. And when I was stuck here in Australia in December, it was just weird. Your body kind of had this nervous energy that you get when you're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't in Hawaii. There's like a memory in there, a biological memory that just kind of kicks in that time, December, January, and because I'd been there every year for 25 years, and but it was sad, mate. I'm really looking forward to getting back over and seeing you guys.
Well, I think I'm pretty sure I just saw Hawaiian Airlines was restarting their flights, so there's gonna be the direct flight from one of the big ports.
Mate, it'll be full of Aussie maniacs. Everyone's we've been stuck here for so long, mate. We're looking to get out. So
yeah, I saw they're opening up Fiji quite quickly, and I'm sure you guys all got your eyes on that one. So
yeah, we're going anywhere we can at the moment.
Awesome. Well, hey, como mai, as we say over here. So let me know how we can get you on some waves. Next point, I guess, would be how's the role of Patagonia going, and what is define the role for everybody? So,
sure. Yeah. I've had this. Well, it's like a bit of an odd floating role I've been at Patagonia here in Australia now for 7 years, and it's the name of the role's changed about 10 times, but the role itself it kind of sits in between the environmental campaign stuff, the surf team. Which, in a lot of ways, it's very much the same thing here. They kind of just merge together, but with a strong storytelling and storytelling element to it. That's the nature of the company. The company's got a story to tell. All the the small not-for-profits and everything that spins around in orbit around the company have got stories to tell.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so my role kind of fits in the middle of all of that somewhere. Yeah.
Awesome. So that kind of leads to why I really reached out to you, your Instagram, right? And where do we begin on that one? I immediately screenshotted it, sent a message. Who is this guy posting this picture? Show me a solar panel that works at night. Like, what? Just give me this. Like, I just that one kicked me in the guts, and I was just like, what is that? One, yeah.
Sean, welcome to modern Australia. This is where we're at. That Fred Flintstone guy, he is, believe it or not, he's a cabinet minister.
Okay.
He's the Minister for Resources. His name's Keith Pitt. He comes from North Queensland. But he's a member of the National Party. So the crew in power at the moment is a coalition between the National Party, which is a small little group of country politicians, and the Liberals, which are the Conservatives. So they're in power right now. And obviously, man, we have had the last couple of weeks here with the whole COP26 Glasgow conference coming up.
Yeah.
Those guys have finally been dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century. Like huge conversations here around the direction of this country in terms of energy policy. It's for a lot of people, it's kind of boring, and it kind of was for me for a lot of for years. I paid no attention to it, but it's kind of got to a point now with the with climate getting to where it is. There's a sense of urgency with all of this, and we just look at where we are in Australia, and we're so backward. We're a first world nation, and we act essentially what we are is we're a quarry. Yeah, that's what we do. We just dig stuff out of the ground. Which
and it's
is
export on that note, is exporting it mostly and running the country. What's the ratio of what
much, a bit of both, but we're the biggest exporter in the world of coal.
Okay.
And the biggest exporter in the world of liquid natural gas. So, man, we kind of shamelessly just sell to whoever will buy it, and then wash our hands of it. The effects of it. So this Glasgow conference is, man, we're going to have rotten fruit thrown at us, I think. And I think we should. We deserve it.
We being Australia, representing
Australia,
that conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Like our Prime Minister wasn't even going to go, and he's been dragged kicking and screaming.
And he's
to it.
Prime Minister. Sorry, I should have done this research. He's the same guy that was standing with the lump of coal on that famous picture, right?
Same guy. Yep. Yeah. One and the same, and that was only 3 years ago. So that's what we're dealing with here, and obviously, in America, you guys see it as well. I don't think it's quite to the same level here, but just the fossil fuel lobby and the government are essentially the same thing.
Right. NASCAR stickers that should be on the shoulders.
That's it, mate. The fossil fuel lobby has their head so far up the arse of the government, you can't tell where one stops and the other starts.
Like when you see that picture, like the transparency is so huge. Like how? Well, I guess it might be time to get old Elon to fund the lobby for the lithium and the sand out there in the desert.
Well, the funny thing is,
where's their lobby? I guess now.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing is 3 years ago, almost as a reaction to that coal stunt where he walked into Parliament carrying a lump of coal, Elon Musk did come over here, and built the world's biggest battery, a place called Holdale over in South Australia. South Australia now, it's been operational now for over 2 years. It's paid for itself already. South Australia, most days, runs on 100% renewables. The whole state runs on renewables now. And that's really on the back of one big battery. That's
proof of concept, proof of revenue, right?
And it's sitting there, it's right there, and it's working, and it's paid for itself. And we're still sitting here spinning our wheels, having these arguments about, fossil fuels. And when we've got, it's not like we're running out of sunshine and wind in this country.
No, South Coast is pretty sunny, and especially the interior.
Yeah, it's like, seriously. I saw one graphic the other day that actually it was only like one state in Australia, the Northern Territory. There was one, they pulled out maybe like a quarter of that. And they said, well, if all of that was solar panels, it would actually have the capacity to power the globe. You know, that's you know, that one part of one state of Australia, if you just paneled it wall to wall, would be enough to power the globe. And it's like, man, it's like we've got so much room, and so that it's at a real kind of tipping point here at the moment. It's that conversation's everywhere. You've got to. It feels like it's the dying days of the fossil fuel lobby, but man, they're fighting hard, and they've got they've got deep pockets, and they've got the
one of the biggest industries in the world. Like I've been selling solar panels here in Hawaii for almost 15 years now, and just playing with the utility, working with the utility, fighting the utility and the state regulators. The horse stuff that I've seen will make you believe in conspiracy theories. Like the patterns that I've seen just on this little island, and you just extrapolate that, right? It's the oil, it's the big business, it's big energy, it's lobby, it's politics. I mean, that's kind of why I love this industry as much. It's very dynamic at the end of the day, and there's so many different facets of it. And now it's getting into the cutting edge tech, but it, like, circle back, is it'll make you believe in conspiracy theories if those patterns exist on like what's at the top of the food chain down here at this little itty bitty.
Yeah, totally. We're getting a sense right now of what's really been happening for probably 30, 40 years.
Yep.
You know, with with the fossil fuel lobby and what they've been up to, and how they've actually infiltrated government, media, and just to perpetuate all this, like you said, all this bullshit. None of it's true, and they've been allowed to pollute for this long, and it just feels like there's a bit of a moment of reckoning here. Like it certainly is here in Australia, and we look at you guys in Hawaii. Every time I'm over there, when I'm talking to you and talking to Cole and people who've worked in solar, man, you guys are decades ahead.
Yeah,
where we
they
are.
finally capitulated. So there was a mandate by the state to I can't remember the number. I'll flash it out there, but we have a pretty high bar of renewable energies the state has to reach. And the utility knew about it, and they finally kind of capitulated that the batteries are going to have to be part of the equation. You have to put application in anytime there's an interconnection. And now they realize there was so much penetration in renewable energy, there was a management issue of that energy. And so they didn't want it. It was changing their business model, who's going to manage it. So now they pretty much capitulated, says we have to have batteries in, and they're basically called virtual power plants that condition the grid. And there's a third party now that's coming in that's actually helping manage all those batteries and how to offload it, and little AI algorithms, and it's pretty cool. So that's going to be the future, though. It's just distributed, and it's kind of the future of Aztec. Everything's distributed, right? And the Bitcoin and all those kind of things, just distributing that power, distributing the power business model as well. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's at that interesting point here, because we're at that same point, but what's happened here is the government, it's almost done deliberately. They haven't upgraded the network, the grid, to factor in this surge in renewables. Like the electricity grid here in Australia now runs, I think about 28% is renewable, run on renewables.
Yeah.
But because it's moved around, and that change has happened pretty quickly, it's had nothing to do with the government. The government's tried to stop it. It's just the market's done it.
Yeah.
But what's happened is that the government controls the spending on the network and the grid, and so they haven't updated it almost deliberately to prevent the development of renewables in other areas.
Yep. It's like they have the monopoly, and they're like, nope, this is our little model, and it goes out. Like here in Hawaii, it's the utility company is a publicly traded company for profit. Like every solar panel that I sell and put on another house is one less revenue stream for them they're going to get. Yeah. So there's zero motivation. Like it's
they're fighting it.
The market.
They are literally, the crew here are fighting it. It's bizarre. Like, and the government's trying to kind of got these old coal-fired power stations. They're trying to just regenerate and keep these old bangers. They're trying to keep going for another 20 years, and they're just horrible. And the answer's right there. Like, the market's already providing the answer. That they're resistant to it, and they just won't let it happen. And you can see the future everywhere, man. I see it when I go to Hawaii. You see how it works, microgrids, and everyone's pretty much self-sufficient. You guys aren't running out of sunshine in a hurry, and you're smart about what you do with it.
Yeah, you hit it on the head right there. It's resource management at the end of the day, right? And there's these other resources. I know up north, like Queensland, you guys got a lot of water, right? And there's just how to manage that water and the hydros. And there's a lot of sunshine. You guys got a lot of sand that Elon can make his new giga plant and make a lot of batteries out of. So it's just gonna be one big lithium mine. So
Yeah.
well, cool. I know. Yeah, that just to wrap it up, that statement that guy had was just so backwards. Like, have you heard of the battery? It's not just a solar panel, buddy. Like, it's the whole
scary thing is, yeah, he legitimately believes he's conditioned himself over so long to actually believe that stuff. You know, that's how resistant they are to this stuff coming in and taking over, despite everything, the economics, you know, the environment, everything pointing the other direction, going, man, you should be going this way.
Gotcha.
They're just that resistant to it.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you for sharing that, man. That your Instagram is definitely on point. So I'm going to say thank you for that one. Which kind of leads me to my next question. So you wear all these hats: journalism, environmental protection, steward, I guess. How do you measure or balance rocking the boat, I guess, making noise and saying things that other people don't want to say or be scared to say whether I had a conversation recently with a pretty high level athlete, and he's an influencer, and a lot of people are scared to say things, I guess, nowadays, that what they feel. And so how do you balance that with your, I mean, you got Patagonia behind, and I've talked to Patagonia before, and it's like, if you ever have the opportunities, like, we got the lawyers, let's do it. We're ready to go to battle. So I know you have an army behind you, but like, how do you?
Yeah, it does make it, yeah, like I'm in a fortunate position, Sean, like working for Patagonia, obviously, you know, tremendously outspoken on issues that matter, you know, and they'll always have your back. You've got to do it reasonably and sensibly and factually. And, but man, if it's pulling in the right direction, that they're behind you. It's, which is awesome. It's very reassuring. To have that. I know I don't know if we've got it here in Australia, but in the States, they've got a bailout policy. Whereas if you actually get arrested at an environmental protest, and a non-violent environmental protest, there's actually a bailout policy.
Wow.
Where they'll bail you out if you're doing it, you know, non-violently. But it's just that, like, having that behind your back is like, seriously, that's empowering, knowing that that company is there, and just the scale of that company and the history and how much respect it's got is, that's cool. But you've also, you know, there's also a lot of stuff that I say on my own platform I couldn't say at Patagonia, and knowing where that line is, you know, that's a bit of a dance. But Patagonia also respects that too. They respect individuals, you know, that will probably go out and say things 10% further than they'd say wearing the Patagonia hat.
Gotcha.
But I do kind of conscious. I'm also chair of the Surfrider Foundation here in Australia, which is another hat. But again, and that's things they all pull in the same direction.
Yep.
You just have to be conscious of at what time you're talking on behalf of who and what you're saying. But essentially, man, the messages are all the same. It's
awesome. Well, hats off to you for that. So for this conversation, I had to put the protect the peak hat on.
Protect the peak hat. I recognize that one.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Last question, and this is kind of my hook question for most of the guests, is how I've been fascinated with energy since I've been an electrician, big wave surfer, and there's like the law of thermodynamics is energy can never be created nor destroyed. It just gets passed on, inputs and outputs, cause and effect. And I just see these patterns everywhere. Once I really started understanding what that pattern is, you see it on a macro level and a micro level. And I think I share with, like, a good one to me is, like, we're literally big wave surfers, right? Reading the buoy readings and riding that wave, and that energy comes to me, and now I'm sharing that stoke onto somebody else. What's a rad bitchin' pattern that you've recognized in your environment, your life, that just But you see it just, whether it's thought waves, love waves, real waves, electric, like what's a cool
Yeah.
one for you?
Yep. No, I certainly subscribe to that theory, the energy theory, and I'm looking for it in places all the time. The one thing I've always, and there's no scientific theory to back this. This is all, you know, this is, I just feel that whenever you swim in a shore break, when you feel an ocean zone and you get thrown around, man, and when you surf and like you come out re-energized after 2 hours of, like if I ran around, if I did laps of an oval jogging for 2 hours, I'd be, you know, you want to lie down. But you come out of the surf, you want to do the opposite of lying down. You want to go back out and surf again. It feels like there's some intangible kind of element that all that energy that ends, that all that energy that started 1,000, 2,000 miles away, that ends right there.
Yeah.
It dissipates and moves around and it oxygenates the water, but there's something else, man. It doesn't get all of it. There's a bit of it that floats around, and I don't know in what realm it kind of manifests, but you get it and you take it on, and a bit of that kind of lives on with you, you know. I don't think I've explained it very scientifically, but it's not
I get
scientific.
where you're going with that though.
It's a feeling, you know.
Feeling.
That energy, like you said, it's got to go somewhere. You know, it oxygenates the water, it moves some sand around, all of that. We surf it, but I don't think that's all of it. I think there's bits of it that are still not captured, and I think somehow that finds its way into you and just makes us who we are as surfers.
Awesome, mate. Thank you. That was a really good story. So, well, that'll do it for us. But thank you, mate, for your time. And well, aloha. I look forward to chatting with you again one day.
Oh man, let's do this face to face. Hopefully,
please. Let's come over for a Honolulu as well, or come out and come watch Jaws with us.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Good luck Monday. I hope you get a couple.
Thank you.